California in 1970 on a scholarship to the University of Santa Clara and fell in love with California, and I've been here ever since.
Oh yeah, you have everything within reach. Deserts, mountains, everything's within reach.
You got the best of all worlds. You've got the mountains, you've got the desert, you've got the sun, you've got the snow.
Given a choice, I'd stay here forever.
I've traveled all over the country, traveled all over the world. If I were to choose the location where I would wish to live the rest of my life would be in the state of California.
Being a Filipino coming from a tropical country, it's easier to get acclimated here.
A land for all seasons, right?
I don't think I'd live any place but in Southern California in the world.
I grew up in Louisiana, which is relatively flat country, and since I've come out here, I've really enjoyed having the mountains and the valleys around.
Smog's getting better.
People are calm, relaxed. It's beautiful weather, Northern California.
We like it here because it's beautiful and because of the climate.
As compared to Hawaii, there's more space, more breathing space. I feel more independent.
It's a mix of all the people from all over the country.
It's just got a certain character and charm about it that I think has left most of the eastern cities today.
I've lived in California all my life, and I don't think I've ever felt an earthquake.
Anywhere you live, there's a chance of some sort of natural catastrophe taking place, whether it be fire, flood, earthquake, or something like that.
I've experienced a few earthquakes here in the Bay Area, and they were of no real concern to me because it was just a mild shake, but my wife was really upset by it.
Most of the injuries that happen is not from the earthquake itself, but from the panic and the reaction of the people.
This menace is so attractive to millions of people all over the country.
We're talking about earthquakes. I've experienced them.
It was a little frightening, to say the least.
Say I was immobilized on top of the bed. It was a very frightening feeling, one in which you don't really know what to do.
I was in high school. I was sitting in the cafeteria, and all of a sudden things start shaking, you know.
And it was probably one of the most unsettling experiences I've ever had. There was no major damage. It was just the vibrations of the earth that really just shook me up.
I recall, first of all, the tremendous noise of it. It sounded like a rumbling in the ground. And then the building itself, a huge building, began to just move back and forth like it would fall apart. Any moment I expected it to come down around me, you know. And I was totally immobilized. I didn't know what to do, and it seemed to go on for ages.
I'm from the seismological school that says that if we continue to have these little ones, it'll save us from that great big baby.
Frankly, I think we're going to have an earthquake. I kind of agree with the scientists that say we're going to have a ripper one of these days.
They can't predict, and I'm not going to worry about it. If the biggie comes, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You can't sit around waiting for the biggie to come. You know, life will pass you by.
Maybe I don't know or appreciate how afraid I should be.
We're going to have earthquakes. If we design our streets, highways, buildings, and even communication systems properly, it's not really a problem to worry about. But if we ignore it, it's a serious problem.
Pacific Telephone Company has about 2,500 buildings. About 1,500 of them we own and the rest of them we lease. They range in size from very tiny to some major complexes of well over 500,000 square feet. Our buildings are expected to resist shock, protect people, protect equipment, and support continued service.
Of course, I've seen this building being built, and I know that it's very well reinforced, heavy steel beams, heavily reinforced concrete. We put up earthquake bracing on all our framework to protect our equipment in case we would have a severe shake, so that we wouldn't lose service.
There's no way you could ever build any building that would withstand the worst possible earthquake. You just make sure that it isn't going to catastrophically collapse and kill everybody. You design a building with such low frequency response that it just isn't going to resonate like a violin string and break itself up in the event of a major earthquake. A tall building is shaken by movement of the ground. Different floors are moving at different rates. And of course the equipment within the floor is trying to shake back and forth, and because of its weight and stiffness, it'll move at a different rate from the building structure itself. So earthquake bracing is designed to damp out that difference in motion and keep the equipment moving with the building. And that, in turn, keeps the equipment from banging into each other and banging into walls and columns.
Some earthquakes vibrate the ground quite fast, and when that happens, if chimneys fall, glass breaks, and small buildings are affected badly. If the ground motion is quite slow, the average house is not affected, but a tall building is affected. You can see also that the amount of movement, even though it's slow in this case, is a function of the length of the pendulum, the height of the building, and its stiffness. So generally we try to keep our buildings rather stiff.
Bell Laboratories has one man, John Foss, that spends full time on earthquake research. He chases earthquakes all over the country, and he advises all of us on various types of design techniques that can be used to ensure survival of buildings and equipment.
We're looking here at this particular test at the type of response that might be experienced in a tall multi-story building situated very close to the San Andreas Fault during the occurrence of a very strong earthquake. This looks rather severe, and it is rather severe. We don't expect this to occur very frequently, but we're testing out our equipment in this particular case to see if it will survive the very worst condition of shaking that may be experienced in this area.
We review the basic shell of the equipment that we're installing in a building. Then there is bracing that is attached to that equipment to anchor it to the building, so that equipment itself that's installed in that bay as a result of an earthquake won't fall out, won't become disconnected. We try to design the whole system so that in the event of an earthquake, our buildings will be among the last to fail.
We don't schedule earthquakes. When they occur, you don't have any time to stop and look up.
We have a complete emergency procedure for the entire company, all departments, as to how they're supposed to respond.
All supervisors are required to come in immediately to help out.
Harvey, number 3 power plant's down.
In the event of failure of commercial power, we have a secondary defense, 2 stages of it. We have batteries that take over to take care of the equipment when we initially have a power failure. Then we have standby power that'll back up the batteries and generate current for them.
right, Doctor. I'll try and complete your call again.
Yes, sir, I understand. My supervisor's right here.
Just a moment, sir. We're going to get you the ambulance.
You're all alone? Your chimney has fallen down? Well, just a minute. Let me connect you with the police. How old are you? You said you have a broken water main?
The house next to you is on fire.
I'll connect you with the police department.
Regional Report Center? Yes, this is John in Sherman Oaks. We've lost our carrier facilities for Riverside, and it's backing our office up pretty bad at this time.
We're getting a terrific call rate because of this quake. We're going to have to block out 40% of the outgoing calls in the Sherman Oaks and Van Nuys area. We may have to block out 80%, but for right now, let's operate the line load control Class C, okay?
This is Sacramento Regional Center. Do we have a facility failure in the southern area?
Sacramento to the NOC.
NOC.
Yeah, we've got some kind of a problem building into the San Bernardino region. We've got a route failure, plus the maintenance people are reporting sticking senders not only into the San Bernardino region machines, but into our Bay Area machines as well. We don't know what's happening yet.
NOC to San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Yeah, what's happening out there? We see buildup of traffic in the area.
We had an earthquake in the Los Angeles area. Details are unknown right now.
Yes, New York. We know we have a total radio path failure between Los Angeles and Mount Gleason, and we'll get some information to you just as soon as possible.
We're one of 7 broadband restoration centers across the United States. We deal with the rerouting of the traffic within the state of California and within the state of Nevada.
Right, Karen.
We're noticing some problems into the LA basin. I wonder if you could give us any confirmation on maybe a facility failure.
We're having a total route failure between Los Angeles and Mount Gleason. That'll involve MURs 299 Los Angeles Wolf Creek and MUR 199 and 200 Los Angeles Sacramento. Right, that will definitely affect your network up there. Let me put you on hold a minute. Once we are told what facility is failed, then we have pre-written plans that we go immediately to. Sometimes it takes us a matter of minutes to reestablish service, and sometimes it takes much longer than that. Our goal is 10 minutes. That's correct. Looks like we're having a real problem. Get back to you. Okay, Karen, we're going to start establishing the rerouting right now. We'll get back to you. Okay, thank you.
Las cositas se cayeron de las mesas y las paredes y no funciona el teléfono.
Okay, mire, señor, cálmese. It's okay, cálmese.
Well, what are you going to do for me?
I will try to call our operators for you, sir, and get in touch with your brothers.
The minute they hear about an earthquake, the immediate impact is for people to pick up their phones and call anybody they happen to know in that affected area. And our telephone network is not designed to handle those volumes. And now everybody's calling into the areas that are affected. People can't get calls out. We've got to allow for emergency services, so we've got to go in a little deeper with our controls.
All of our employees are instructed to report to certain locations in case of a major emergency without being called.
We'd like 3 additional lines to the hospital to our comm truck. It's located on the north side of the hospital.
We'll take care of it for you right away, Ken.
In the case of a marketing department, the contacts that handle these major safety agencies are instructed to report to that safety agency.
Dick, LA City Fire would like us to immediately test all incoming emergency trunks. Yes, there's some concern on their part that they may not be getting all the emergency calls they should be, and they don't want any calls lost in the system.
Just give me the locations that you want tested then, and we'll write them up.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay, Al, we're going to have 2 command posts in the foothills for the earthquake. One at San Dimas and one at Altadena.
Okay. Hello, Dick. Yeah, it's Al. San Dimas and Altadena, we're going to set up 2 command posts. The one at San Dimas is going to be at Arrow High School.
Bonnie, this is Cass. I'm out at Valley Presbyterian Hospital in Larry Benedict's office. We've got a real mess out here. I've got a radio car out here which backs up their communication system as far as radio goes, but I need some more phones. Can you get about 12 payphones, no less, on trailers, and get them out here as soon as you can?
We can move these portable telephone trailers into a shopping center, a residential area, a wooded area, wherever there is a need to establish outgoing communication services. This can be after an earthquake or any disaster. so the people in that area can call out to anyone they need to communicate with.
The schools, everybody's crowded inside.
Oh, it's awful. There's stuff all over the place, and nobody's seriously hurt, though.
All the bottles are on the floor, the mirrors are broken. It's just a big mess. A few people got hurt.
I'll call you either way.
Yeah, I'm testing on your circuit.
There you go.
Okay, I'll send a repairman out as soon as I can. It appears that
Fritz, back on.
troubles in your equipment.
Palmer?
We've had a major outage. We're trying to get a repairman out as soon as we can. We'll hope you'll bear with us.
Say the 5,000 block is full of us out? Okay, I'll get somebody to test it out right away.
Let me check on the computer. Okay, yeah, 152 cable pair, 345, binding post 42.
Who's number 2? Sam, you're number 2. Who else?
No, Dale, I'm not getting anything on that one. Let me try sending tone to you.
Shields? Okay, Morgan? You weren't seeing the tone?
It looks like we've got about 25 people out in the 103 cable.
Well, we can pull the cable maps and take a look at it, Chris.
31. It's the 80 cable. There is 1426.
We have a construction man that needs to see you at last in a Owen's mouth. He needs to have an air pipe cut. Can you make it?
I want you to get hold of 412 and have him go to Bouquet Canyon and check for possible damage at the storm drain.
It's 10-4, dispatch 4 to 412. Dispatch 4 to 412. There's been a damage at Bouquet Canyon and its interior way.
Stanley, we're going to need about 6 feet, 600 pair thick cable here. And I think they have the connect stubs at Raymer Street Garage, so we'll have someone go by there and pick up a piece of cable, 6 foot long.
Okay, I'll have them stop by the garage and pick up the cable. If you got any idea possibly how many out of services we've got? We've got 250 working lines out. Do you have an idea possibly how long it's going to take us to get them in service?
About 7:30, we should have this thing completed. So call the area report center and tell them it will be finished at 7:30.
And we'll check the groove trunk by trunk.
Yeah,
It looks like we've lost a microwave tower to Mount Emma. We've got a helicopter on the way.
From the time we learned we had a major service problem at one of these microwave radio stations, it takes us about an hour and a half to get a technician out there to restore service.
The helicopter is very quick, enables us to restore service probably 50% faster. Not knowing the conditions of the road after an earthquake, we might not ever get here via auto.
Looks like we have the 110 in serious trouble. There's a crack in the wave run here.
That's 110 from Mount Gleason?
Right.
Got any idea where the break is? Okay. LA's still having some trouble there.
Okay, White Plains. Yeah, it looks good. I'm getting a good sender from you. Clear line and drop.
Well, Western Electric is the sort of silent partner to the Bell operating companies.
We stock at this location over 23,000 different items used by the telephone companies. In the event of a disaster, if the equipment is not in stock at this location, we can, using our automated retrieval equipment, contact the other 6 warehousing centers located in other parts of the country. In addition, if the item is not stocked at any of these locations, we can divert the needed equipment from a factory within a matter of hours. We can ship material from this warehousing center, have it selected, and on its way within a matter of minutes.
TAC 5. Engine 16. Give engine 27 assist inside the building. Engine
17, take inch and a halfs up to the 3rd floor. Engine 17, assist engine 3.
I'm here with the mobile van, Captain. What can we do for you?
Well, I'd like to establish a command post at this location. I'd like at least 5 phone lines in here as soon as possible.
Well, I have immediately 3 telephone lines that we can use, and we'll get 2 from the pay station across the street. Will that be all right?
Great. Let's get it as soon as we can.
Yes, sir.
The San Francisco earthquake of 1906 had an estimated magnitude of 8.2.
Back then, when things weren't organized and we had a number of telephone companies running around, it took 5 years to bring everything back into restoration then. Today, that can be done in a matter of days because of the degree of sophistication and the organization of the Bell system.
We have a phrase, one Bell system, it works. We have the resources to restore service.
The New York fires, prime example, when the central offices back there burned, they were able to pull together and do a job in a matter of days that had it not been one Bell system, probably would have taken months, and I mean months, literally.
We have AT&T, Western Electric, and 20 other operating companies, and between us all, there's always enough equipment available to fill the void whenever equipment is damaged.
Western Electric diverted whole shipments of materials. Nobody worried about what company it was.
We have the people also within the Bell system that are trained and available. They're all trained using the same equipment, the same systems, the same instructions.
We've got the manufacturing arm there. We've got the installation arm. We've got the people that do the cable work, and everybody does pull together. The size of the organization is such that you can take manpower from one section of the country or equipment and just, get it to the affected area and do an A#1 job.
We did years of work in days.
Nationwide, the Bell system is prepared for emergencies.
During the last earthquake, I worked in the phone building, and I ran outside like a dummy, and things were falling, and you could possibly have something fall on you. So remember, stay where you are and look for the nearest possible shelter. And also, if you're at home, remember, there are safety measures you can take.
It is very important that you know the locations of where you can reach for your wrenches, for all those things that need to shut off your gas, your electricity.
There's some very basic things that you can have around. I think, for one thing, you should always have a flashlight. You should check the batteries every 3 months.
Most people know that they should have a portable radio with batteries. But one thing they may not know is if they don't, they can use their car radio.
If you're in a car or a bus, that's a good place to stay.
If there is an earthquake, never, never, never use the elevators. You should always go down through the stairwells, regardless of what floor you're on.
Or stand in the doorway or get underneath the table or desk or whichever's most accessible.
Talk to the kids, and they know that they'll look to us in an emergency, and we'll know what to do in case something happens.
If I'm at work and my wife is at home and the kids are at school, we ought to have a plan where when the major earthquake occurs, where are we going to meet? How are we going to communicate? What are we going to do? We know that there's no sense in my trying to go home across that San Francisco Bay Bridge. Nobody's going to let me. I'm not going to be allowed to, so no use in planning to. I shouldn't try to pick up the telephone and call, because that's just going to add to the problems that are already there. We should agree that at some certain time afterwards we'll try to get together at some certain place, like the local school or fire station or something. In the meantime, each try to do our own job and take care of our own personal responsibilities.
People have to help themselves in an earthquake situation and also help each other. There aren't enough available resources in any given community to help everybody. So people have to work together. People have to not only take care of their own immediate needs, themselves, their families, but I think people are going to have to reach out and help other members of the community and collectively work together to bring about a situation where everybody comes out okay.
history shows that whenever there is an emergency, telephone company people, no matter what, will get in there.
I don't know any of the people in the operating side of the business who consider this to be a strictly 8 to 5 Monday through Friday job. We know that people want to pick up their telephones anytime and call any place.
I'm proud of it in that standpoint. I'm very proud to be affiliated with the Bell system. Again, I need this feeling that I'm doing something that contributes. And I guess we all need that from our jobs.
If I take you as an untrained, unrelated person and put you in the middle of a disaster with no organization, you may want to help and not know quite how. What do? The place is burning all around me and I don't know how to handle hoses. The fireman knows how to react because he's trained to do that and because he has the framework of organization. So I think that's what makes the response come through. It's not just the humanness of Bell System people. They're all human, but then hell, so are Ford Motor Company people, okay? They're all human. It's just that we have a service responsibility and we know how to react.
I guess as a utility, we've got a moral responsibility to the community. And in the event of most any kind of a disaster, the telephone or communication system is essential to the community, and that's a part of our responsibility.
This is a seismic zoning map of the United States.
The entire country is divided into 4 earthquake zones that vary from very low risk to extremely high risk. There's no such thing as an area in the country that has no risk. Everywhere in the country potentially could have an earthquake.
You'll notice the most severe seismic zones are in the California area, primarily along the San Andreas Fault.
The entire state of California is in zone 3 or 4. All the major metropolitan areas are in zone 4, which is the highest risk.